So what? We're hot on the West Coast, hot on the East Coast, hot all over the country.
We're just
Everywhere.
hot, guys.
Yeah, we need to figure out how to cool down.
I know.
Yeah, and that's because today's the day where peak heat begins. So if you thought it was hot yesterday, get ready. It's going to get even hotter as we head into the rest of the week. Let's talk about the East Coast right now. They're actually faring out a little better, but remember they have all that humidity, so it still feels a little bit muggy for them, especially with temperatures right now in the 60s. And for us, because we had these excessive heat warnings, we're also starting off rather warm this morning. Here's a look. Even near the airport, we're actually much warmer than what the East Coast is dealing with at the moment. We're looking at a lot more of the 70s and 80s this morning. And so that just means that even though we're dealing with these hot afternoons, we're not cooling down the way we're supposed to here in Southern California. And that's because of this hot air from this high pressure system that continues to strengthen. So it's a good indicator that we're starting off warm, and that means this afternoon is going to be even hotter. So right now we're looking at these temperatures with our next weather forecast in the upper 70s for Burbank, for Pasadena, for downtown LA. And then we have low 70s near areas like the airport. And then we have upper 60s for Camarillo, low 70s for Fullerton. So with our next weather forecast, what we're watching for is peak heat begins today, and now a lot of it will be extended into Saturday. That's where a lot of our excessive heat warnings have also been extended as well. This will rival the 2020 historic heat wave that we had a few years back. So whether or not we break records, probably not for a lot of areas, even though it's going to be hot today. The records that were set in 2020 were rather high. So this is something that we'll continue to watch to see. However, during this time with the hot, dry conditions and our drying fuel moisture and also gusty to erratic winds, this could make it favorable for new fires to start. So elevated fire danger in place. The good news is that you'll start to notice temperatures kind of cooling down, declining starting Saturday for some areas. However, we're still sitting above average and will continue to cool, but these temperatures will remain above average even into next week. So this just means that prolonged heat event just continues on the next few days. Now with our next weather hour by hour forecast for areas like downtown LA, we'll top out into the mid 70s by 8 a.m. And then just before the lunch hour, we're getting into the 90s. We don't climb into the triple digits until after the lunch hour, but then it's going to stay really hot. It gets even hotter though for the Inland Empire. So you'll start to see temperatures by 9 a.m. closer to 90 degrees, by noon 105, and then peaking at 3 p.m. to about 111. Also, our beach communities for LA County now have been upgraded from a heat advisory to an excessive heat warning. So that just means everything that you see in hot pink, we're talking dangerously hot temperatures, warm overnights. A lot of these places have now seen these extended or excessive heat warnings extended into Saturday. And this is the reason why with our next weather 7-day forecast, 99 degrees today, 103. So even hotter tomorrow. We stay in the high 90s on Saturday. And then this is when temperatures begin to cool. But this still means we're above average even into next Wednesday. But by Wednesday, the good news is that we finally get out of the 90s and into the 80s. Our next weather 7-day for the valleys, 115 today, 117 tomorrow, 113 on Saturday. And we're also going to feel a little bit more of that humidity this weekend as monsoonal moisture begins to increase starting Saturday as well. But yeah, you can see temperatures going down. We don't get out of the triple digits till Wednesday of next week in the high 90s. I'll have much more details on our next weather forecast with this heat coming up a little bit later, and I'll show you whether or not we're going to break records. All right, Kalina.